wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end. Holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ebike Random Adventures. Let's take a look at this good looking bike from Blix. This one is called the Blick Solex Comfort Cruiser. The bike does have a 750 watt nominal hub drive motor in the rear. It is powered by a 48 volt 614 watt hour battery. This bike has lots of modern technologies on it, guys, including electronic gear shifting, AI pedal assist levels, automatic gear changing. The bike does come with a torque sensor. This is a really cool bike. They do say it has 5K worth of tech at a 2K price, but it's actually an even better deal than that, guys, because the bike is priced at just $17.99. Another nice technology feature this bike has, guys, is it has really nice app control. I don't usually use the apps or recommend the apps, but this app is really cool. You can get in there and adjust your target pedal cadence. You can get in there and adjust your target pedal wattage. You can change this bike from class 2 to class 3 to meet your local rules and regulations. Overall, you can set the bike up to give you the automatic ride that you're looking for. Another feature I like about this bike is the low step over height. It's just 17 inches to get your leg up and over this. This is super easy. If you are a smaller rider, the seat height can go down to a minimum seat height of 31.9 inches. It does come with this MIK rack system in the back. This MIK rack system can accept hundreds of products that are made for it, like bike rack bags, cargo carriers, integrated child seat carriers. The taillight is integrated right into it. This thing can carry up to 27 kilograms of cargo. This is the seat on the minimum height. I am 6 foot tall with 32-inch inseams. Let me step over this low frame here and show you how I fit on the bike. I can stand over the seat. I got a few inches below me. Nice, comfortable, wide seat on this one. Let's see how high the seat post goes. It does have a long seat post. It does say 27.2 millimeters if you want a suspension seat post. This is the minimum insert line. Let's do that. So the seat on this bike can go pretty high, so this can fit some pretty big riders. I can just barely get up here. The bike does have an adjustable handlebar stem, so you can raise and lower the handlebars. That will also bring the handlebars a little bit closer or a little bit farther away from you based on your needs. I have it set on 30 degrees right now, but it does go up to 60 degrees. This bike does come with the 26-inch tall, 2.4 inches wide tires. These are branded Innova. They do have a nice smooth street tread pattern. They're going to ride really smooth on the road. With these smooth tires, it's also going to help you get your maximum range of up to 70 miles while riding in eco mode. The large tires do give the bike a payload capacity of up to 400 pounds. That does include the rider weight of up to 318 pounds. One more cool thing about the bike is it does only weigh 62 pounds, so this is going to be a nice lightweight e-bike that you can pick up for transport. That welded in frame handle down there in the bottom is also going to be a nice carrying point. Alright guys, starting here in the front, these are your 26 by 2.4 inches wide tires. This is what the tread looks like. This front tire does have the quick release mechanism here. You can take this tire off with no tools. Up here in the front, you do get this Blix branded badge. The headlight is mounted up here on the top of the handlebars. This does have high beam and low beam, guys. That's pretty cool. Here's a look at the frame. This is the seafoam color. Take a look at your crankset. It does have some nice heavy-duty crank arms. It does have a one-sided metal chain guard, and you do have a chain guard going over the top. The pedals on this bike are metal also. Back in the back, you do get an 8-speed cassette. The bike does come with the Microshift 26 electronic gear changer, so these can be changed electronically, guys, but this bike can also change gears automatically using the computer control. Here's a closer look at the geared hub motor. It does say 48 volts, 750 watts, 26. Here's the 48 volt, 12.8 amp hour, 614 watt hour battery. This is the charging port right here on the side. You can charge this battery on the bike, or you can remove it from the bike using the key and charge it off the bike. The key to remove the battery is over here on the other side. You can simply unlock it. You can pull the battery out to the top of the frame. You may have to remove the seat in some cases. Here's another reason they call this bike the Solex Comfort. It does have this nice wide padded seat on it. I like it a lot. Here's a look at the rear rack. It is bolted to the frame right here. This is a heavy-duty MIK HD rear rack. It does say max load 27 kilograms. Integrated into the rack, it does have a tail light and brake lights, as well as turn signals. For stopping power on this bike, you do get Blix branded hydraulic brakes. These are dual piston hydraulic brakes. They are running 180 millimeter large rotors in the front, and you get the same setup in the rear. All right, everyone, let's take a look at the handlebars, the display, and the controls of the bike. It's actually quite simple on this bike. Right here, we see this M. Press and hold the button on the bottom. Wait for the control display to come on. It does say Blix. In the upper left corner, you get your pedal assist mode. It starts out in auto. In the upper right, you got your battery life. Right here you got your gear. We are in gear 1. This is your speed in miles per hour. This is the range we're going to have right now in auto mode. This is your trip in miles down here on the bottom. To cycle through your pedal assist mode, you are going to press that M button on the bottom again to change those modes. When you press the button, you get Eco, Touring, Turbo, and Off if you just want to pedal the bike with no power. The range does change and show you what the range is for each mode. In Eco mode right now it's showing us 87. Touring is showing us 62. Turbo is showing us 48. That will adjust as you ride. Over here on the left side, you do get some soft rubber ergonomic hand grips. These are your Blix branded hydraulic brake levers. They do have an adjustment right here if you need to change the feel of these brake levers. Over on the right side, you do get your headlight switch, low beam, off, high beam. These are your turn signals left and right. These are only in the rear. And the bike does have a horn. Not super loud, but at least it's enough to let people know you're coming. The bike does have a quarter twist throttle and your other brake lever. Here's a look at your adjustable handlebar stem. They do have the numbers right here for you to change it to different angles. Alright guys, so when you power up the bike, the Bluetooth is automatically on. So when you open the app and turn your Bluetooth on your phone, it's automatically going to connect. The first time it does ask you which bike you want to connect to. But as you can see, we're getting the same numbers here, 53 miles of range, 53 miles of range. Let's see, we're in auto mode. If you switch modes here, see it went to Eco, so it's matching up with what we see on the phone. Touring, Turbo. Showing us our battery life right there. You do get a picture of your bike. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go into e-bike info here. This shows us our brand, shows us our odometer, our firmware setup and all that. Let's go back. All right, let's go into assist settings. This is where you can change the bike from class 2 to class 3 if you need to. You can change your walk assist speed. Right now it's set on 3 miles per hour. Let's back out of here. Let's go into E-shift. This is pretty cool right here. You can target your power. When it came out of the box, it was on 60 RPM and 100 watts. I changed it to target 150 watts, and at a little bit lower cadence, I changed it to 50 RPM. You can just go in here and change these numbers to whatever you want. Just scroll them up and down. I wanted to lower my cadence a little bit, so I lowered that down, and I wanted a little bit more power, so I turned it up from 100 watts to 150 watts. Let's see how high this goes. Goes up to target power of 350 watts. This is for the automatic modes, guys. You can change your shift mode, manual, auto shift. Let me show you the other way to manually change your shift mode from manual to automatic. Right now we are in automatic pedal assist level, but we're still in manual gear shifting. As you see, we just have the one. Press and hold the plus button over here for 2 seconds. You're going to get the little A next to the gear shifter. That puts you into automatic gear shifting mode. Now when you pedal the bike, it's just automatically going to change gears to whatever is needed. All right, everyone, let me show you how the throttle works. In class 2, it does say throttle and pedal assist limited to 20 miles per hour. We're going to switch this to class 3. Now it says pedal assist limit raised to 28 miles per hour. You're still only going to get 20 miles per hour on the throttle. Even if your pedal assist level is off, you can still use the throttle. And it's going to give you the 20 miles per hour. If you want to go faster than that, you're going to have to pedal the bike, and it will give you up to 28 miles per hour. All right, guys, we're out here on the Blick Solex Comfort Cruiser. Right now I got the power turned all the way off. We're in gear 1. Let's just go ahead and pedal the bike, see how it pedals as a normal bike with no power on. Absolutely nice and smooth. You can ride this bike totally as a normal bike. You don't need the power at all. Let's try it on gear 2. Still very easy to pedal the bike, even on gear 2. So if you ran out of battery, which is highly unlikely on this bike, you'll be able to pedal the bike home just fine. Or if you just want to go out and pedal it with no power just to get a nice workout, you can absolutely do that. It feels pretty nice, really smooth. All right, guys, let's put the power on now, and we will go through these pedal assist modes. Start out here on Eco mode. We are in gear 2 right now. You'll be able to start out no problem. This is a torque sensor, so as soon as you start putting any pressure on these pedals, you feel the power come on pretty effortlessly. This just feels great, guys. Let's see if Eco mode is speed limited or just power limited. Let me gear up. Gonna make use of this torque sensor. Let me put it in gear 4, see what it'll do. So I don't think the Eco mode is speed limited, guys. You can still go fast on Eco mode. It's just gonna give you a little bit less power, and you are gonna get quite a bit longer range out of it. See, it's showing us 88 miles of range right now on Eco mode. Let's see, Eco mode, gear 4, feels really nice. Feels like the gearing matches up for the power level. Gives you a nice speed here. 11, 12 miles an hour, just pedaling along. You're gonna get some good long range out of the bike riding like this. Put it on touring mode, let's see the difference. You feel that motor working just a little bit harder. Touring mode, gear 4, basically the same cadence. It's giving me about 15 miles an hour at a real nice easy cadence in gear 4. Of course, we can bump it up to 5. Let's try 6. So in touring mode, you can just really get this bike moving. Cruising right here at 18 miles an hour, and I'm barely pedaling hard at all. Let me turn it around here. I want to see what kind of top speed I can get out of touring mode. See if it'll still give us the 28 miles per hour. I have unlocked the bike to class 3. Get it in gear 8. Putting in a little bit of pedaling pressure. And there you go. So the bike can absolutely move in touring mode. It will give you the top speed. All right, let's try turbo mode. It should give us more or less the same top speed, but it should give us a little bit better acceleration. I'm gonna start out here in gear 5. Let's go. All right, guys, I am at the bottom of the hill here. I am in turbo mode. I'm gonna start out here in gear 4. Of course, with the torque sensor, it's gonna give you more power the harder you press, but let's see what we can do up this hill. This is a 750 watt motor. Gonna shift up. I gotta say, guys, that was quite impressive up the hill. We maintained 23 miles an hour. A lot of 750 bikes only do 13, 14, 15 miles an hour up the hill. This one ran right up that hill, 23 miles an hour. I was putting in some pedal assist, but I wasn't pressing the pedal super hard. So this bike is an impressive hill climber. All right, guys, let me show you the other pedal assist mode, which is automatic. First you go to off and then back to auto. Now the bike is just going to give you the power based on what you ask for. How hard you press on this torque sensor, it's going to give you that amount of power. So if you just rotate your legs nice and lightly, you're just going to be cruising along really slowly. Then if all of a sudden you decide you need to move, press the pedals a little harder. The bike is going to start ramping itself up automatically. Press even harder. It's automatically going to switch it into turbo mode. Now it did make me work for it a little bit there in automatic mode. I definitely had to show the bike that I really wanted the power, and then it gave it to me. Let's check it out here from a stop. Just pedal kind of lightly. Automatic mode. Cruising along nicely here, 13 miles an hour. Without really pressing the pedals very hard, just kind of like chilled out. Got a little bit of a hill coming up here. Let's see what it does. I'm pressing just a little bit harder. You can see the power level ramping up. We were able to maintain that 13 miles an hour there. And then you see the power drop back down. So if you don't want to be changing pedal assist modes all the time, guys, you can just leave this thing in automatic. That's one of the beauties of this bike. Okay, we've been riding in automatic pedal assist mode, but we've been riding in manual gear shifting mode. This bike does have one more awesome trick up its sleeve. Press and hold the plus button here for about 2 seconds. Up here at the top, you will get the little A next to the gear shifter, indicating you are in automatic gear shifting mode. All right, starting out in gear 1, let's pedal. As you go faster, it's going to change gears all on its own. There's gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5. It did take us all the way up to gear 8. Let me press the pedals a little bit harder now and see what it does. It's just going to accelerate us on up. Now don't forget guys, you can go into the app and you can adjust your target pedal cadence. If you want to pedal a little bit less, you can adjust the RPM down and it should change you into the lower gears a little bit easier. We're riding over here in the grass. It did downshift us from 8 to 7, now to gear 6. There's gear 5. There's gear 4. So it does do the automatic gear shifting on the downshifts also. I feel like it takes a little bit longer for it to downshift. It seems to upshift really quickly, but on the downshifts, it seems like it takes a while before it wants to downshift. So while I do think that automatic gear shifting technology is pretty awesome, I'm probably more likely to shift the gears manually just because I like things to happen exactly when I want them to happen. So I tend to like manual cars and stuff like that over automatic cars. But if you're a person that don't want to shift gears and you want it to do all on its own, this one can do that for you. So if you are riding in automatic shift mode and you want to drop a gear right away, you don't have to wait for the bike to do it. You can reach over and press the minus button. It will drop a gear and it will drop you out of automatic shift mode back into manual shift mode. All right, I got the bike in turbo mode. Don't forget this bike does have a throttle. Let's do an acceleration run with the throttle. The throttle on this bike only does take you up to 20 miles per hour. It does say EV when you use that throttle. Pretty quick acceleration, guys. There's 20 already. Now I'm gonna pedal and go to the radar gun. Put it in gear 8. So I was pedaling the bike pretty good on that top speed run, but I was able to get the bike up to 29 miles per hour on the radar gun, so it can go even a little bit faster than that claimed 28. You did have to put in some work for it though. Let's go ahead and try out these brakes. I'm gonna get the bike up to 20 miles an hour here. We'll pull the brakes at the end of this pavement. That was about 19 miles an hour. Pretty good stopping distance, guys. The bike does have street tires on it, so they grip pretty well on the pavement. The brakes are definitely more than sufficient. These are Blix branded hydraulic disc brakes, and they do have the large 180 millimeter disc rotors. Pretty good stopping power on this bike. Let's go down here and do just a little bit of light off-roading, guys. This bike does not have suspension. That's what keeps the weight low at 62 pounds. But it does have the 26 by 2.4 inches wide fat tires. So they should take up some of the bumps for you. This bike did pretty well on the hill climb, actually surprisingly well. So I feel like the bike does have some pretty good torque. I'm kind of using the throttle here. Plenty of power to do this stuff, guys. Let's go ride down the little trail here. If you wanted to do a little bit more off-roading, you could let the air pressure down a little bit in the tires. But actually it's not riding too bad. I think a lot of that is the seat. It does have the nice big wide seat. Seems to be isolating me quite a bit from the bumps. You do have to be a little careful there, as you saw with these dried leaves and these street tires. The bike can get a little bit sideways. You can actually slide it all the way around if you want to. These are some pretty big bumps here, guys, but they didn't feel that bad. The seat is very helpful. If you were to take this seat and add the suspension seat post to it, I do believe you could do pretty well off-road. All right, guys, this is as far as I'm going to take this one off-road. Let's head back to the street. Overall, it does feel pretty torquey. It's got plenty of power for this. Would I be shopping for this bike if I was trying to do a whole bunch of off-roading? Probably not. But if you do get this bike for its nice street characteristics and you do want to do a little bit of light off-roading also, it can definitely do it. Overall, guys, this bike feels great to pedal. It does have these heavy-duty crank arms. Nothing feels spongy down there or anything like that. It feels very solid. This torque sensor is very intuitive. You don't have to wait for it to come on or anything like that. As soon as you start pressing these pedals and asking for the power, it gives you the power right away. We have put about 9.5 miles on the bike, and I did quite a bit of high-speed runs, hill climbing, off-roading, and the battery is still sitting at 69%, guys, and it's still showing 43 miles of range left in touring mode. I usually ride about 15 to 20 miles on my rides typically, guys. This bike is easily going to be able to do double that in range. Considering you can pedal this bike pretty normally with the power off, I'm pedaling up this hill with no power. You pretty much have unlimited range on this bike. We are sitting at about 30% battery, guys, but I did come over here. I want to climb up this big hill. Let me turn this thing on turbo mode. I'm in gear 2. Let's pedal up this hill here. This will be our steepest hill yet. Just kind of lightly pedaling my legs right now, not pressing very hard. Climbing up with ease. This is the steepest part here. Piece of cake, guys. This bike has good torque. Let me show you how steep this hill is as we roll down. Just about get up to 20 miles an hour rolling down the hill. So it's a pretty big hill. All right, guys, rolling back into my area. I did take the bike on a nice long ride. We did put 32 miles on this ride, and the battery is sitting at 16%. This power ratio is showing 58% rider, 42% motor, but I did turn the bike off a couple times. I'm pretty sure that power ratio resets every time you turn the bike on and off. But doing 32 miles and having 16% battery life left, it's looking like this bike is going to give us over 40 miles of range at least. I am a 215-pound rider today, and I did ride the bike a whole lot on touring and a whole lot on turbo, and then towards the end I started riding more on eco. If you did ride this bike on eco mode for the whole ride, you are going to get a significant range out of this bike. I do feel like 32 miles and 16% left is a great range. That's definitely more mileage than I'm going to put on the bike on an average day. Usually I only ride about 15 or 20 miles. So the bike can easily do 30 miles and has life left in the battery. That being said, the overall ride of the bike is nice and smooth. It does have the street tires on it. There is no suspension, but these 2.4-inch fat tires do take up quite a bit of the bumps. The bike does have a useful Ebike rack in the rear that can take all the accessories. It does have a nice seat. After riding the bike 32 miles, I'm not in any sort of pain or anything like that. The bike seat is nice and comfortable. Let's take a look at this headlight, guys. It does have high beam and low beam. Let's see here. All right, that's your low beam. That's your high beam. Nice and bright. And that's pretty cool. I've never seen a bike with a high beam and low beam like this. Overall, I feel like this display is nice and modern, guys, with all of the stuff it shows you. You get your moving time, your speed, your cadence, your power. Max speed, average cadence, average power. Your power ratio, your battery, your odometer. EV, calories burned. EC, I'm guessing that's some sort of economy stuff there. Pretty cool, guys. It does have the automatic shifting, the automatic pedal assist. That's very modern. Don't see that on very many bikes, if any at all. As they say, guys, you're getting 5K of tech for a 2K price, but the bike is actually priced today at like $17.99. This would be a great bike to ride along the beach, along the golf cart paths, around your neighborhood. Overall, it's just a good cruiser bike, guys, and you are going to get super long range, especially if you're riding in that eco mode. All right, everyone, if the Blick Solex Comfort Cruiser is the bike for you, I will put the link for this bike in the description below this video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next one.